Welcome to Charleston Uncorked, where the low country comes alive. I'm your host, Tony Leone, along with my main man, Scott Hairfield, and come on a journey with us through the Holy City as we explore food gems, craft cocktails, local sports, life outdoors, and the issues that are shaping our city. We are pouring it all out, all low country, no filter. This is going to be a good one today. I can't wait for this shit. This is going to be, who knows where this one's going, but welcome everybody to Charleston Uncorked. I'm your boy, Tony, along with my co-host, Mr. Scott Hairfield. Scott, tell the people what's up.
What's up, y'all?
All right. Today we've got, not only someone that's been coming to SEWE for a long time and someone that's been feeding me for a long time, someone we've known for a long time. But we're excited to have my man Josh Clayman from Rolling Smoke, because he's going to be rolling south with some food for SEWE. And I said, big dog, we got to get you on. So, my brother, how are you? Good to have you.
Doing great, man. Hope you guys are too.
I love it. So, quick bio, just so people know. Scott and I met at this, or Josh and I met at the Citadel, and here's the fastest way to explain our relationship at the Citadel. We were roommates for a year, and they split us up after that. They said this can't continue. And I want to tell a story to kick it off, just to give people an idea of how much you love the food life. When Josh and I were living together, there was two things that stick out in my mind. One is Josh would take two ironing boards to prop up the iron face up, so for the sole purpose of making gourmet grilled cheeses. I mean, he would be flat ironing, and then so that started to get pretty popular. People would start to say, hey, can you make me one? So we started to run a little kitchen out of the barracks. And then he went and got a hot plate and was cooking steaks.
Oh yeah.
so the steaks.
What was the summer on who was the behind Mike Martin? Was it Vasquez?
Vasquez, yeah. The skinny dude that was like tough as nails. Well, they all are.
I was cooking him Lowry's seasoned chicken breast on a nightly basis when he was coming over to our battalion. Yeah, I remember that.
That's great. So and the other thing you did was, we were all drinking shit coffee, and you were like, you were the first person I remember seeing French press a coffee.
Well, the first one was my grandfather's percolator from like 1960, like that booger green color that was popular in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, that percolator. We were percolating like really good quality coffee every morning. It was good.
I know. Life was good living with you, big brother. So,
yeah.
And then just from there, the three of us have spent many days and nights eating and drinking all over this city. So it's good to have you on.
Oh yeah.
So, we're gonna do the same old things. The what's in the glass. I just poured myself a little beverage, but the main thing I wanted to get you on here about was just your experience at SEWE, how long you've been coming here. But let's kick this off with a little bit of what's in the glass. What do you say, Scott? Is that cool?
Yeah,
with you?
What's in the glass? What you drinking over there, Tony?
And I teed this up early just to make you a little jealous. But my big sister, shout out to Lisa Leone, did the homemade limoncello for the whole family. Now, I've already dipped into this, so I know what I'm in for. But so we're going to have to get a little lesson. Maybe we can get her on here to give us, a little heavy. That's all right. It's only 3 p.m. on Thursday. There we go. So I'm going to give you.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds good.
So the first thing that you notice about it is perfectly balanced. Like the first sip of it, it's very best way to put it is like a thickness to it, right?
Yeah.
It really does have that like syrupy feel. So you could tell that it's real.
Yeah.
And then it's not overly bitter or overly sweet. and it hits the back of your tongue perfectly. I can still taste the fresh lemons back there, like just kind of kicking in right here. I'm no limoncello expert, but I can tell you right now from the stuff that I buy at the store compared to that, you can't get that off the shelf. There's no way you can replicate that.
Love it.
Josh, you ever made any of your own liquors or simple syrups or anything like that?
Yeah. Kind of a go-to simple syrup in the restaurants was always just a mint simple syrup. It kind of goes with a lot of different drinks from the bar. But I tell you what, take that limoncello one step further. If you want to make yourself an Italian basil mojito, make a mojito, and instead of mint, use fresh basil, crush it up, and then take that limoncello, freeze it in a whiskey ball, freeze that, and then drop that in a basil mojito, and you got yourself an entirely different product.
Yeet.
You can freeze limoncello? How are you doing that? How do you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it has to, the alcohol content's going to be a little lower for the freeze, so it's diluted a little bit, but instead of, and you're still going to have ice in there, but you're going to do a limoncello ball and drop that in your mojito. Like I said, switch out the mint for basil, and now you've got yourself a completely different taste profile. It's really, really good.
That sounds amazing.
Did you do that on your own? Did you figure that
yeah,
one out?
I actually got it from a restaurant, and then I kind of tweaked a little bit. I'd never served it in a restaurant, but yeah, here at the house.
Nice.
So what's in your glass, Josh? What's in your glass?
So I'm gonna be boring today because I most likely have to coach a 11-year-old basketball team here in a couple of hours. So right now I've just got our artesian well water that comes into the house here. So yeah, it's boring today, but tonight,
I'm with you, buddy. I'm drinking
tonight
Topo
I'll dip
Chico.
in. Oh, nice. Oh yeah.
They've got it's new to me flavor. Have you guys seen this? The Topo Chico in line with mint.
I have not tried that one.
It's
oh, sweet.
It's amazing. We did the whole dry January thing, so I had to drink on something. Now that that's over, just trying to ease back into things. And of course, like you
totally
said, it's afternoon.
Easing back into it.
Attaboy.
It was more like a damp January for me. I tapped out at like 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I cut it off. I cheated 2 days. One day where I saw you and went out to the Archer, and then we went to Sushi Wa, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to Sushi Wa and not drinking their sake. So I cheated that day. And then I think maybe the 31st, my wife and I were working crazy hours for our real jobs, and look over each other and we're like, it's like 8 o'clock at night. And like both of us at the same time were like, ready for a drink? And I was like, thought you'd never ask. She's like, it's February. It's February, isn't it?
So it's good. Look, it's all
so no judgment.
It's about the reset. It's the reset, dude. It's all good.
Yeah.
So did you ever go to Rollin' South Kitchen when Josh ran it?
Yeah.
So what were the years that you opened up, that you had Rollin' South down on James Island?
So we bought that in June of 2014, and we opened September 11th of 2014, and then we ended up selling it in May of 2016.
Well, backing up, didn't you start? How'd you start? Was it with
what was your track right? Yeah,
you had a truck, right?
Like, how far you want to go back?
Well, let's go back to the Citadel.
Because I always thought you were bullshitting when you said you were going to get into the food business. I was like, we went to college and you're going to do this? Come on now.
So, Tony, remember Pat, who was in the wedding? He was in my wedding with you?
Yep.
So, Pat's dad owned a family gym I used to work out in and opened up a place called Woody's Bar and Grill. And it was kind of a brilliant concept. He kicked out the post office in his building and put a sports bar in the front of the gym. So there was a secret access from the men's locker room and the women's locker room that came to the back of the bar.
What?
So you never had to leave the facility. You could go from the locker room, shower. So he always had this joke of like, we get their money in the gym. It was a family gym. It wasn't like a Gold's Gym. But his joke was we'd get them in the gym, pay their membership, then they'd go straight into the bar after they would get done working out. Beer, shots, bar food, and then it was a constant cycle because they were like bar food, gym, bar food, gym. So I had a car detail business at the gym where I detail people's cars while they were working out. I don't know. I was 14 years old, and Carl was short on staff, and was like, "Hey, man, I know you know how to cook. You want to come cook in the kitchen?" I was 14, never been in a commercial kitchen before, and I worked on the fryer for like 5 straight hours, and then I never really got paid. I just got to eat whatever I wanted to, like 7 days a week.
Nice.
But then that kind of spawned into college. Let's see here. My first restaurant job in Charleston was Andolini's Pizza in West Ashley.
Oh yeah.
Remember that old place? Mark actually took Mark's job. That's when the Citadel asked me to step aside for a semester. In 2002. Mark left that summer to go on some jam band tour, and I took his spot, and I stayed there for about a year, and then kind of bounced around downtown Charleston, living out of that Jeep, literally living out of the Jeep when my parents would let me come home. So pretty much it was just restaurants and bar scene while you guys were getting your ass kicked. Yeah, that turned into Dolphin Deli. Tony, you mildly worked there. I think I took all your shifts too.
Man, I was the delivery driver. Get
I
the
know.
fuck out of here.
So yeah, worked at the Dolphin Deli, and then ended
Is
up.
the Dolphin Deli still around?
It's called the Drop In.
Yeah.
So
okay.
funny story about that. I got out of the restaurant business after college, moved to Florida, came back, and I was helping the previous owner, Mike and Jenny. They were trying to sell the restaurant, and it was an absolute catastrophe. Still one of the best restaurants ever on Folly Beach, but the admin part of it was a catastrophe. So anyway, Mike stayed, Jenny took off, and the owner just wanted somebody to occupy it. Still had food in the fridge, and it was right around 2009. It was a month before Beecher was born. And he handed us the keys, and he's like, "You guys just take it over, worry about the rest later." Well, that was going into the wintertime. I had no money, no savings, about to have my firstborn. And knowing the deli would have actually, kept its success up, I decided to pull back on it. Wouldn't say I regret the decision, but at the same time, it is what it is. And then got into restaurant brokerage. So I was buying and selling businesses with a brokerage firm, small businesses. And that kind of got me back into the interest of restaurants. Because I was in restaurants all the time.
You were opening those Jack's Cosmic Dogs around town, weren't you?
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. I went like to 3 different restaurants in like 3 months. So I was at jury duty and in Charleston, and got hired as I helped a girl get out of jury duty. She happened to be the area manager for Gilligan's Seafood. Remember Gilligan's?
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's still there.
She recruited me for the Mount Pleasant location behind the town center. Did that for a couple months. It was fun, but I hated it. Got recruited at Five Guys. So I was managing the Mount Pleasant.
I remember that.
Yep, Mount Pleasant downtown and West Ashley Five Guys. And then from there, Jack Hurley from Jack's Cosmic Dogs. At the time, they only had the one in Mount Pleasant, legendary Jack's. I'd known Jack for years, just knowing Jack, and he had an expansion partner, and they needed an operator, and so I was the guy. So I went to go work for them, and I built 2 Airstream trailers, cook trailers, and then we opened the first expansion restaurant on James Island in 2010. Crushed it. I mean, absolutely crushed it. Ended up opening a second location in West Ashley where Mex One is now, Mex One Coastal Cantina.
Mm-hmm.
We built that in partnership with Jerry Richardson's son, who owns the Panthers. His son is a big investor in food and beverage all over the Southeast. Partnered with him, and then it was just not it didn't fit our model. It didn't fit the growth pattern we were looking for. And it just didn't work. It was too expensive. So I went to, did you guys ever eat at Hubie D's? Tony, I don't think you ever did. They had a Hubie D's in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Hubie D's is sister company, same investors. So I was brought over there to kind of clean that place up. They were fantastic food, but the staffing was pretty awful. And so I got brought into that fold and absolutely loved it. And I guess after a couple years of growing other people's businesses and making them money, and I'm still just sitting here, number one janitor. But those are the courses you have to take. I mean, it's the course you have to take. So I wasn't bitter about it, but it was my time to take a chance. And I bought that first big box truck, an old 90s U-Haul, and turned it into a food truck. And well, okay, I got to back up. When Libby was pregnant with Beecher, I ran a hot dog cart on Folly Beach at night.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
From like,
y'all, but can I time out real quick?
Yeah.
If people are
What a
wondering, like,
hustler.
what the fuck? This is not like we're taking it like this is how you are all the time. You're like, you just talk to everybody, hustle around, and like dart over to the thing that's like that interests me. I'm gonna fucking do that. I mean, that's
so it was
always been you.
I guess I always went to Z before I came back to A. So I knew I had to, I knew I had to get around. So it was funny. I started building hot dog carts. I would operate the hot dog cart. I would buy a second one that was trash. And as soon as I got that DHEC approved, fire marshal approved, I would slap a sign on the first hot dog cart while I'm operating. And it was always like somebody literally drove off on a Friday, had my hot dogs. I still had chili and hot dogs in the hot dog cart, and dude rolled up and offered me cash, and I sold the cart still with food in it. And then I had my second cart that I kept going, and then I moved up to a trailer, and then, like I said, fast forward, moved into a food truck. Love the food truck. Austin was very, very tough during that 2012 to 2014 timeframe. Downtown Charleston hated food trucks. And you can understand, you got restaurants paying $20,000 a month in rent, and you got some jackleg like me sitting on the side of the road for, making cash. I mean, I get it. But so turn that into more of a private chef mobile, corporate caterings. I wasn't doing a lot of the street walk-up stuff anymore. There was just no money in it at the time. And that's what brought me into 2014, buying that first restaurant.
Yeah. And that was a good restaurant, man. I mean, so because I remember we ate there a couple times. Brunch was breakfast and lunch was, to me, what was outstanding. I ate there a couple times in lunch, but most of it was breakfast.
Yeah.
Can you peel back the curtain on what it was like and why you got out? Because I know it wasn't. It's not a, it's not like a rags to riches story. It was challenging from what I remember.
It was it was my first restaurant, and there were a lot of things that I did not know going into it. I'd run other people's restaurants. I had access to the books. I had access to everything. But when you are the one writing the checks, you're the one doing all the behind the scenes on top of your admin, on top of your operation. It's tough. And I had a business partner. I won't go into that too much, but it just was not working out. And that happens a lot in restaurants. It is the nature of the business. So we sold that. We got out from under it, and it was great. It was really good. That place almost killed me, man. I mean, I was doing 4 a.m. To like 12 midnight, 7 days a week, except on Sundays. But yeah, it was about 19 plus hours a day. Not good for the family, not good for the health. I mean, it was a good learning. I don't see it as a failure because we sold it for what we bought it for. And I learned a lot from it. That was that location was good, but it was glad that it was gone at the same time.
Hey, look who it is.
Yeah.
Hold
Uh-oh. Little
Yeah, can't
man.
hear us.
Put these on. Put these on. Say hi to Uncle Scott and Uncle Josh.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Dino, what's
How's
up,
it
buddy?
going?
Good.
All right.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
Get
Okay,
out of
bye.
here, or we're live. Buddy. I love it. Live action. He taps me on the shows. I like what you did in the garage. I cleaned up the garage, cleaned up the gym. Yeah, we got the arcade down there rocking. So there you go.
Nice.
Nice.
That's hilarious. So, dude, and I don't understand it, man. So much of life is timing. But so I live down the street, literally. I could drive a golf cart there and be there in 30 seconds where Rolling South was.
Mm-hmm.
But the place is there now.
Mm.
I don't understand how, I guess this is a good question. How does a Rolling South not make it versus the places there now, which I have yet to talk. I'm not going to call them out, but I've yet to talk to anybody that likes their food.
Yeah.
And they're next to a place that's outstanding. And it's
Well,
not good.
It's a choice. I mean, we had, before we decided to sell it, I had some other folks that wanted to invest and buy out my partner, and so I could just run it solely. The crazy part is that was a government built building. I don't even know how old it is. It's double walled cinder block walls. You can add a second story to that. So our plan, it was a builder who wanted to partner up. We were going to put a second story on that and put a rooftop bar and then do a taco and tequila style cantina in that place. It's
Nice.
and I had the alcohol. I never had liquor because I didn't want the liability. I had beer and wine, and being right behind the kinder care there, that's kind of hard to do. But I think that place would have killed it with like a little cantina with a second story rooftop bar where you can look over Harbor View and the whole area. But at the time that we were going to do that, we priced it out. We had the cash for it, but I was just ready to. I'd already started another business, and I was just ready to move on and close the chapter on that location.
Yep. That's the way it goes.
So where are you at now, Josh? You're up in North Carolina. You moved up there.
Yep.
And what are you doing now?
So got out of the brick and mortar restaurant business back in 23. I think, Scott, you definitely came to the restaurant. We tubed there.
Yeah.
That was another situation. We were growing, 35% a year. It was nuts. It was to the point we were going to buy that location. It was 3 acres on the river. I mean, Scott, you were there. You know how cool it was. 1912 building. Really, really cool
What
spot.
was the name of the town?
Todd,
North Carolina.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like in between Boone and West Jefferson. We bought the kayak business and the tubing business with the restaurant. So we had tubing, kayaking, we had the restaurant, we had the food trucks, we had bluegrass events out back every other Saturday on the river. I mean, it was
Super
awesome.
cool spot.
Yeah, and staffing was good. Surprisingly, out here in the middle of nowhere, man, it's really, really hard in big cities to get staffing. But we had a good group of college kids, and I had some retired folks that lived around there that, we paid them really, really well to come out of retirement just to be servers and, waitresses and cooks. But we went to go buy it. The landlord had decided to back off on our contract, and there's nothing we could do about it. But fortunate for us, it's not fortunate. It's fortunate for us. That place washed away in Helene. So it's gone.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah.
So
It's gone.
It's gone. It picked it up and moved it
crap.
down rivers. There were some stuff in place they could have done through FEMA, but it is what it is. But we would have been about $500,000 in the hole within 12 months of it washing away. So that's
Wow.
for us. It worked out. I mean, I would still love to buy that land and put a wedding venue out back, but that was
Yeah.
kind of washed my hands of the actual brick and mortar after that. And now I own a commercial and residential roofing business. So
There you go. Just it's much easier.
just
So, so I know you've been doing SEWE for a long time.
Yeah.
So how long? So back up to when you first started doing SEWE, because I know you've stayed with it.
Yeah. So the food vendors used to be controlled by the Charleston Restaurant Association back when I came on board. My first year was 2010. That was Jack's Cosmic Dogs, and golly, I wasn't even supposed to be involved in it, but a girl who worked for me part-time, her dad is one of the original investors and owners of SEWE. So all the vendor spots were filled, and she was like, if you want to get in, just let me know. I'll get you in a spot. Sure enough, got a phone call. We got in. So the first year with Jack's, that's when the big hype was with Jack's anyway. We were on Food Network, Alton Brown on Food Network. Before that, we were all over all the different cooking channels, just different traveling bloggers, and we were getting pretty popular. So we were like the food vendor of the year that year. It was nuts.
For real?
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
And at that time, there were 10 food vendors, eight or 10 food vendors at Marion Square, not including Gilliard, and then down at the river at the what's it called? Brittle Bank.
Brittle Bank.
There were like 10 vendors. I mean, all big name hitters. And did that a second year with Jack's. And then 2012 is when I was running the HUBDs, and I was running their catering operation, their food truck, and their West Ashley restaurant. So I did 2012 with HUBDs, and then 13 I actually got my health department license and my fire marshal's license the day before SEWE in 2013. And that's when I went on my own. And so from 13 to this year, I've been on my own doing SEWE.
Damn, so 13 years.
Yeah,
13-year run.
It was a total of
on your own.
This will be 16. We lost a year in 21 because of COVID. They shut it down. But yeah, I mean, and that first year was brutal. I got a funny story. Crazy Mike from the deli. At that time, I
remember Mike.
Yeah, Crazy Mike.
Aqualung.
Yeah, he has literally been helping me every single year since 2010. He helps me every single year. But we were laughing. We had that first year, I was doing a taco. I was doing a lot of tacos, and everybody's got their Barber and their Filson gear on, all their, $500 jackets, and the first speck of rain and sleet comes down, and everybody bolts to go inside. And of course, Mike from Jersey, he's like, what's going on? What the hell? They got all this gear on for this, and then they run inside when it starts to drizzle. But I actually broke even almost to the dollar on that event for my first event. It's kind of scary when you break off on your own, and that's your only source of income, and then you break even almost to the dollar because of the weather. I mean, it was fun. It is what it is, and been going strong since.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I saw a couple of pictures of the butts you're cooking. Is that what you've been doing? You've been doing butts the whole time, Boston butts?
Yeah. So after that 13, we just figured out SEWE's kind of funny. It's got a lot of family. So you've got to gear your food options toward family. The lines will get so long. A lot of times the kids dictate what line the family's going to get in, because you're not going to stand in a line that's got 100 people and then get into another line just to get, your kid a burger. So we scaled it down. It's not fancy. It's not chefy. But I've been serving the same exact thing since 2014. So we do burgers, hot dogs, corn dogs, fries, pulled pork, and we do trays. This year, I haven't tried it yet, but actually tonight I'm going to smoke about 160 pounds of brisket tonight.
Brisket.
Yeah. So
go ahead now.
Yeah. So we have a really good brisket recipe that I don't do it a lot. I do it for caterings. There's a place, Scott, I mentioned it to you. You were going to help me with it one year, but that one got canceled for weather. But I do a whiskey tasting on the river every year. And they have a whiskey specialist come in that does a whiskey tasting. And then I do 100% of all the food has to be over an open fire pit, like an actual fire pit that you'd stand around.
Awesome.
So we do the
Super
brisket.
cool.
Brisket's obviously on the smoker, but we do we do grilled vegetable skewers. We do them around the fire. We do a smoked Gouda mac and cheese and cast iron down on the coals. We do a bourbon pecan pie that we also do in cast iron over the coals. So that event.
Dang.
Yeah, that event's kind of cool. That's really the only time I do brisket now is if I do special events. But this year we're going to take a chance with the brisket. I think it'll sell. Everybody loves brisket. So it's worth it. It's worth the chance.
Yeah. I saw the pictures and it was just crazy coincidence that I cooked a Boston butt, right after the snowstorm.
Sweet.
The blizzard of 2026, I call it. Right after that, I was like, no better time than now when it's nice and cold out.
Yeah.
You know, so I threw it on I got a grill dome, so Kamado style grill that I use, and I smoked it and made my own barbecue sauce and all that. So I saw you had a ton of them. What are you rolling? Like, what temperature? How long does it take?
Yeah, so generally, if I can pick, I try to get bone-in butts no bigger than like 9.5, 10 pounds, yeah, but then the fat cap gets too big. But I usually try to go between like 8 and 9.5 pound butts. I smoke at 225, and depends. Like last night, it started dumping snow where we are. I have a commercial cooker. It's a Southern Pride. Most of your barbecue restaurants are going to have a Southern Pride. Mine's a mobile version, so it's what they call the 280. So it's got 4 rotisserie racks that run. It's got a hot box on the side, and then it's got a convection fan. So it's a gas assist. So the gas will come on, it heats up the wood in the hot box. I think I shot you guys a video. As soon as those logs get to where the fan's blowing the 225, the gas shuts off. So you're still only cooking with wood. Last night, I had to put an extra log on so I wasn't burning so much propane. But as long as those coals are nice and even, those things are made. I mean, they're specifically designed for that. So I can easily do probably 72 straight hours of cooking on 2 tanks if I've got the proper wood rotation in it. But it's kind of a set it and forget it type deal.
How many butts are you rolling at the same time?
So last night I did 12. I can do up to 24 at the same time.
Yeah, you had some space in there. I saw that.
Yeah,
That's nice, dude.
And the cases I got in this year, they were supposed to be 2 8-count cases, and I got 2 6-count cases. It is what it is, but I've done it.
That's literally the restaurant business, like in a nutshell.
Well, it's a lot of people, and we'll go into the process of how we're going to reheat it to where you can't tell that it did not just come off the smoker. But a lot of people try, if it's a competition that I've done or it's a catering where it's like contracted that I have to cook on site, whole hog, whatever it is, then yeah, I have to time it down to, if I know that I've got a wedding and they're going to serve at 6, my butts have to come off at like 3 and rest. You have to wait an hour and a half plus to pull them. So the timing gets really, really, really sketchy. In this instance, we can't afford that time because there's so many people at the event. So we cook it the way we're doing. We've done it now for like 6, 7 years, and it's worked out fantastic. And so we're going to keep doing it that way.
I cooked mine for 14 hours.
Yeah.
How long at 225s?
Last night those took 13, like on the dot. So I spoke at 225. Judging cook times and temperatures on barbecue is like there's literally hundreds of thousands of different ideas how to do it. What I have found over the years is as soon as my butts get to 196 degrees, I pull them. A lot of people think 185. 185 is a great temperature. I'll probably get corrected here by some scientist. At 196 degrees, from my personal experience, the way I do it, 196 degrees, the muscle fibers actually release. So you're not fighting when you pull that butt. You don't want it mushy, but as soon as you pull that, it's just perfect. It literally falls apart, but it's still got, consistency to it. It's not been cooked down, so hard.
Right. So what I like to do is the last 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, I crank up the heat. And again, not everybody does that, but I do that with pretty much any meat that I cook. If I'm doing a low and slow, I do it 225 for about 13 hours. And then for like 45 minutes, 30, 45, depending on what the temperature is, like you said, as soon as it gets to like 185, I crank the heat to about 350. And that way I prefer, like the fat cap and all of that fat that's already been rendered. I want it to be crispy on the outside.
Now, do you score your fat cap?
I do.
You cube it? Yeah. So you'll see in those videos, I score the fat all the way down to the meat. And then when it cooks, you'll see the little, I don't think I sent you guys another photo. You'll see these like little nuggets of where the fat used to be. Now, if you pull that nugget off, it's almost hollow. So the fat is not there anymore, but it's this little chunky seasoned chunk, and it's got like a thin layer that like melts in your mouth. It's insane.
It's so good.
One thing that I stopped doing is I don't have sugar in my rub anymore. I used to put sugar in my rub, and I had a cooker that was not made as a smoker. I kind of retrofitted it to be a smoker. It worked for what it was. But if you go too far or you get hot spots on your smoker, that sugar will get very tannic and it'll get bitter.
Right.
And you can't not take that out once you get that tannic bitter flavor. So I just removed the sugar completely out of my rub. And when we go serve, we'll do a little bit of the vinegar sauce. It's really sweet, and that'll give that extra kick to it. That's what keeps it moist in the pans too.
Very good. What's your bonding agent? Do you rub it down before you put your rub on?
Yellow mustard.
What are you doing there?
Yellow mustard.
Yellow mustard?
Really, really thin.
Yeah.
Yep. Now the brisket.
Yep.
So the brisket trimmings that I'll do today, I'll actually render that down in a crock pot tonight. So by tomorrow, I'll put that beef tallow. I'll rub the brisket with the beef tallow and then put my seasoning on it. And then when I take the brisket off at the stall time, there's a stall time, stall times with meat. At the stall time, when I take it off the grate and put it into butcher paper, I'll spray that hot beef tallow over it again and then wrap it and put it back on the cooker until it reaches 205 for brisket.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's a process.
Down to science, homie.
Yeah, I mean, it's years of thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds and mistakes, and then you find what works, and that's it.
Yep.
How
Very cool.
many food vendors will be out there? Are you going to Marion Square?
Now we're down to 4. So you have Hamby's Catering. They have a massive operation. You've got Zeus that does all the Greek food. You have myself, and then you have a new company. They've been there for 2 years now. That was kind of a touchy situation. Technically, you're not supposed to share the same food products across the vendors. They all have to be separate.
Right.
A favor by somebody's brothers, daddies, friends, senators, buddies, whatever. They brought in another barbecue group.
Oh, come on, man. Why couldn't they bring in another shrimp and grits place for Hamby's? I know. Tell me Hamby's isn't doing shrimp and grits, right? Because
they do. They'll do chicken bog. They do chicken bog.
Oh, That is fantastic too.
Yep.
Hamby's Caters got, they cater the Leone Christmas
Yeah.
brunch.
They do good
My
food.
mom uses Hamby's for everything. I mean,
Hamby's is amazing. I'm disappointed.
I've tried to steal their donut business every year and I can't get it. They have a donut machine. It's a miniature donut holes, and it's a little like countertop fryer, and they just roll it out. And the crazy part is it cost, I think it's 11 cents per bowl of donuts, and they get like $10 for the bowl. And I've tried to buy the machine. I've tried to like recruit them over to my station, but you can't get it. I can't get it. But
that's cold to do another barbecue.
It's okay.
Spot,
They're a smaller company. They do whole hog. They do like mac and cheese and collard greens. I'm cool with them. Like the first year, I actually felt bad for them. They're awesome family. Called Peculiar Pig.
So who is it?
It's called Peculiar Pig.
Yes.
Awesome family. I think they're out of Johns Island or Wadmalaw. I can't remember. Really cool family, but they had no idea what was going on the first year. Not at their own fault. They just didn't know. And I think they had to close down after like a day and a half.
But that's terrible.
They ran out of food, and they didn't realize like with the volume, especially on Saturday, if the weather's good, it's another level of nonsense.
When will you get down here?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna ask.
Monday,
great question, Tony.
I'll be down Monday. Since I've got the same staff that I use every year, former restaurant employees, friends, neighbors, kids. So I've got the same staff I've had for like 4 or 5 years now. So it's not as easy as it used to be where I could just shovel stuff from my restaurant and go straight downtown. So I'll get in town Monday.
This coming Monday.
Yeah, this coming Monday, I'll come down, stash the cooker, and then I'll go pick up a trailer and I'll start loading.
You could totally leave it at my house, by the way.
You can use it.
or my house if it's got a little piece in it.
Yeah. So I'll be down Monday. I've got a system down. It generally works. Tuesday, I run around, get all my non-perishables, paper products, drinks, like all the stuff. And then Wednesday, we load in. Wednesday's load-in day for Marion Square, so all the vendors have to load in sequence. So I guess I've been there long enough. They give me the end spot that I want, so I load in last on Wednesday. And we literally set up the entire tent as if we're going to cook that night. Because Thursday, after Wednesday, there's no time to really do anything except, double, triple, quadruple check all your stuff. Thursday, I go get food, like actual, burgers, dogs, all that stuff. And then Friday morning, 5:30, I'm there. I'll have this cooker there. We use that as an oven to keep everything hot. And then, I don't know, I'm always toying to add stuff. I'm adding brisket this year. And for any vendors out there in the future, for any event you do, make sure you cross-reference all your products. So brisket this year, I can still sell it as a plate, like we do barbecue, swallow fries. I can still put it on a sandwich, same buns. We're not changing bread products, same sauces. It's just you're swapping out pork for brisket. I may try and do leg quarters this year, chicken, because we don't have a poultry product. And on that cooker, it's 2.5 hours. So I'm going to be firing up that cooker in the morning anyway. So why not throw on another 30 pounds of leg quarters and see if we can sell them? They're not expensive. It's worth the risk to try and do that. So we'll see. We might throw that in the mix this year too.
Now you had hinted at your reheating process. Yeah. You tell us what y'all do for that, because microwaving my stuff really hurt my feelings.
No,
dude.
So you're familiar with sous vide? You know what sous vide is? Yeah. Pretty much boil in a bag. You can hold temps. It's become quite a trend in the home cooking space, but sous vide's been around for forever with chefs.
Yeah.
I tried it at my house one year because I had some leftover pork from SEWE, and I vacuum sealed it, and then I went to go heat it up, and I just dropped it in a pot of simmering water, and I opened it up, and it tasted literally like I just pulled it off the smoker and pulled it, because all the juices, all the fat's still in there.
Dang.
Man.
So what we'll do this year is we'll pull it. Like right now, I'm looking at all this barbecue right here. We'll pull it, and I'll vacuum seal it in real flat, we call pillow packs, real skinny pillow packs, vacuum seal. I'll do 5-pound increments, label it, date it, all the things, and I'll freeze it. And you can also store a lot more that way. Then at the event, Friday or Thursday, we'll start pulling them out of the freezer and put them in a fridge. And then I've got a big turkey fry pot, and that's Mike's. That's his job. It's one of his main jobs. Is he'll get that water to like 165, 185 degrees, a simmer, not a boil, and just start dropping in packs. And we do 3rd-pound sandwiches. We do big barbecue sandwiches. We don't cheat people. So every bag is 15 servings. So I know if we're getting busy, I now have tracks of, I use Square app for sales, but Square, I can see exactly timing over the course of the years, and I've put together like a little spreadsheet. So now I know weather's good on Friday. I know I'm going to probably go through 40 pounds of pork on Friday. Saturday, I'll probably go through 100 pounds. Sunday, if it's busy, Sunday can be as busy as Saturday. So we kind of see the trends. And then in the morning time, we roll out 5 bags to start in the simmering water, cut the bag open, put it right in the hot tray, over the open flame to keep hot. That's for trays. And then we go ahead and pre-wrap a bunch of sandwiches right before they open. 11 o'clock is when the event opens, or we're required to start serving at 11 o'clock each day. About 10 o'clock, we'll go ahead and wrap like 100 sandwiches and put them in the warmer. And that's just how we do it. And if I call out, it's always like 5 bag drops. So we know we've always got, what is that, 75 sandwiches or 75 servings can be ready within, 10 minutes. And that we just keep doing that over and over and over. And brisket, I tried that as well. It works out perfectly. I cut the brisket in like thirds, vacuum seal it the same exact way, and then sous vide the brisket unsliced. And when it comes out, it's a touch drier than it would be if you were serving it fresh. That's the one thing about brisket. It's not as moist as the pork. It's still moist, but it's not as moist as if you pulled it right off the smoker. But still, I mean, most places are serving crap brisket anyway. They're serving U.S. Foods pre-sliced, pre-cooked stuff, selling as their own. We don't do that. I refuse to do that. So we just take the extra step and do it that way.
Sounds awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Can I give you some fastballs?
Yep.
All right. Scott, you participate, all right?
Sir, yes, sir.
So for the average person that doesn't know what the hell SEWE is, how the hell do you explain it to somebody? Josh, you go.
So it is, I want to say it's the largest wildlife supported event in the United States. Brittle Bank, if you want to go party hard and you don't have kids with you, I mean, yeah, you do take kids. They have the dog jumping. Brittle Bank is the party. Like, that's the party. It's wild. Elbow to elbow. They have dog jumping. That's really cool. That's where they do the big swimming pool, and they have the dog jumping competition. Those are like nationally ranked animals. Like that's like crazy stuff. You have a lot of the boating advertisements, anything to do with like marine. You'll have a lot of boating. You'll have different trailers out there. You'll have different concepts that are coming on board. That's all at Brittle Bank. Really good food, different food. They've got a gator guy does fried gator out there. They do a guy from Alabama, I think, that does like different sausages. Like he makes his own sausages. Like I would love to get in that location. If I had 10 more people, I could do it because I know the site manager over there. He's a good friend of mine. But Brittle Bank is definitely more of a party. Downtown, it used to be a lot different. They used to have all the hotels, all the art galleries, Gilliard, all that. A lot of Gilliard. I think it's back open now. They have a lot of like the leather, the knife people, different art. Yeah, the art is crazy. I mean, that's like, I mean, just nuts. And in downtown, you have the birds of prey demonstration. That is awesome. They'll do birds
Super
of
cool.
prey. It's pretty cool. Sometimes they'll do dog competitions where they'll have like hunting dogs and they'll do on command. Sometimes they'll have Orvis will do fly fishing demonstrations. You have all different types of demonstrations. You had what's the famous guy on Animal Planet? You'd know him if I said his name. He's an older gentleman.
I know who you're talking
Super
about.
famous. He
Yeah.
comes out.
He's always on the talk shows.
Yeah, he comes out and does something there. And then you have a lot of vendors. So you have like anything and everything. You got chairs, cutting boards, metal, welding, knife companies, just anything and everything. They got some jump castles for the kids. If you come on Saturday and Sunday mornings to the Charleston magazine tent, little hint, at 9:00 in the morning, they serve free Bloody Marys. And we have a little deal worked out with the the alcohol vendors. I think we're the only one that does this, but we trade trays of drinks for corn dogs and barbecue sandwiches like all 3 days.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
That's
What a great idea.
Yeah.
And look,
We,
for those not Saturday's Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So start your Valentine's Day right.
Yeah.
Little
So
Bloody Mary.
yeah, downtown's kind of, I mean, for people who are watching this, if you're going to go downtown for the event, if you want to get there at 12, get there at 10. Parking is absolutely insane. And once you get there, don't leave. Do not leave. Go ahead and pay the $30-$40 to park. Don't be cheap because you're not going to find any place to park. You're going to end up parking like way down Upper King Street.
Yeah.
But for people who want to
Or
go,
Uber.
get there early.
Yep. All right, Scott, you've been doing SEWEs for a long time. What do you remember about your SEWE experience?
Yeah, so I mean, just like what Josh said, we never really go down to Burbank because it's the opposite ends of, the main event that we want to see. Usually we love seeing all of the artwork. The artwork is just wild. We usually buy some artwork when we go, and the birds of prey, like he said, that's super cool to see these hawks and eagles like right up close. They have a ton of other animals too. It's not just birds of prey, but it's just a huge conglomeration of all of these different vendors and companies and people, just sea of people. Everybody's got their, waxed jackets on and their fucking whatever gum boots and
look, let's all be honest. The animal of SEWE is the cougar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there was a trend in like
very good, Tony.
13, 14, and 15. I don't know why. Maybe it was the weather, but horse riding boots from people who probably have never been on a horse before. The white T-shirt, the tight jeans, and the horse riding boots, for some odd reason, for 3 straight years was a thing.
Yeah.
It's
still a thing.
Yeah,
I guarantee you're going to see a lot of riding boots out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'd third the art, and it's funny because you don't have to love art to appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a combination of, if you just love being around the South and you fancy yourself an outdoors type person, when art meets that, it gives you permission to like art. I'll never forget my dad, and y'all know my dad. He's always said, he's like, don't cremate me, don't bury me, throw me in the ocean, make me bait. Like, that's what he would always say, like, make me bait. And we were tooling around. Yeah, that's his wish. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And so Mom and I were. I was in high school.
I just envision us cutting them up and and put them on the hook, and then
that's what
going and catching. I'm like, That is crazy to me. Like,
Yeah, he's like,
Be bait.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, have your son go fishing with your body. It's just
Yeah.
like a visual
Not
that I
weird at
wasn't
all.
expecting. Yeah.
Yeah, no Dexter vibes here. But so we're tooling around Gilliard where they have the art or the vendors. I can't remember. I was pretty, so like I said, it's high school. But we came across someone who turns ashes into reefs.
My
Like
dad wants the same thing.
take your
My dad wants the same exact
Yes.
thing. He's like,
and so you can
drop me in the harbor, and they give you a GPS coordinates, and you can either dive down or you can. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There it
Wow.
is. That's the next best
Perfect.
option. Like get your ashes put into a reef. I'll throw it over there over at 4KI and be like, all right, Pop, I need a cobia today. Let's go. Scott, maybe we should take it further out to like C6 or something for our king mackerel tournaments. Be like, Dad,
There we go.
Yeah.
help me
And
out.
Every year.
Every year. The only problem is you'd have to fish it every year. Otherwise, you're like, sorry, Pop.
Come back for it.
That'd be the point,
Oh, that's
right?
All right. So here's another question. Ready?
Yep.
Fanciest, bougiest event at SEWE that either you know of or that you've seen?
Man, I think the soiree on Thursday night, I want to say it's a black tie event. I have been invited to go every year, but it's just not in my timing working. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Ryan, who you guys hopefully going to be interviewing, he does an event and his wife puts it on. And he usually picks like I was telling you, Tony, gosh, 2 or 3 years ago, he was at the Yeti shop on King Street. Now, it wasn't bougie, but when you have a world-class artist who can put a duck painting on the top of a Yeti 45 cooler and make it look like, I mean, insane, like kind of some of that. Last year, it was at some swanky place up on Upper King Street. I thought I was dressed, and my dad thought he was dressed. My dad's a pretty good dresser, and we walked in, and we were way underdressed. He was doing another painting. It's a private party. It's invitee only. It's usually like all the people who put on SEWE, a lot of the donors. Like it's a big deal. He does an artwork in the back, and it's live. So he does a live live portrait during this private party, live music. Usually it's like jazz or piano. Got a bar, and then I think they auction that off, I believe. There's some little hidden stuff down near the Battery where people will do oyster roasts, like the old style. Did anybody ever see that Anthony Bourdain episode where they were in tuxes doing the oysters?
Yes.
And he got completely railed by Sean Brock for doing oyster roast with mint juleps and tuxedos. And anyway, that actually happens. Those are real. Probably none of us will ever get invited to those.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's there's some pretty swanky stuff that happens that the upper elites are involved in. There's a lot of money that floats around SEWE. I mean, you gotta think people are coming in town and might drop $100,000 on a painting and have it shipped back to where you live. I mean, there's some serious cash that rolls around SEWE.
Yeah. Scott, you ever had any experiences with the bougie stuff?
Not with those. I've not really. I mean, we just go for the day, and then
me neither.
Yeah.
The one you always hear about is the Ducks Unlimited event. Like
I want a cooler,
and I know
I got a cooler there one year.
There you go. It's a big event.
Yeah.
It's a good event. I think that's what everybody likes about it. It's environmental.
Now Saturday,
right?
if you guys can go, I'm trying to get. I know I've got 2 tickets. I don't know if I can get more, but the Saturday event at the bus shed is awesome. It's so Martin's Barbecue has been there the
Right
past.
there by the music
Yeah,
farm.
right there. And that's where the oyster roast is Friday night. I've been to that a number of times. I won a Yeti 45 with 4 handles of whiskey there a few years ago. It was a $25 walk around auction. I was trying to win a shotgun, but I got a cooler instead. But anyway, they do the Ducks Unlimited oyster roast, and then they have a big auction. I'm not huge on the auction. I don't have money to spend on frivolous stuff like that. So it's really the same old guys that are flashing around, a lot of cash. It's a fun event. It's a little more rowdy. I mean, it's a Ducks Unlimited event. What do you expect?
Yeah. Which one is that?
That's the Friday night oyster roast. That's a lot
Okay,
of
at
fun.
the
It's
bus
a fun
station.
event. You got
Yeah.
to get there early too, because the oyster lines. Oyster Roast in Charleston, they're crazy,
Yep.
Yeah.
and especially since Boone Hall got canceled, that one's going to probably be sold out this year. So
Oh.
yeah, that's a fun event. The Saturday they usually have. God, I'm trying to think. I don't know the name of the band. They've had really good band. Martin's Barbecue. I didn't think much about Martin's. I love their wings on James Island. I get their wings. I get their brisket tacos. Fantastic place. But they put on the food usually every Saturday for the big concert event, and they do a fabulous job. I mean, they have different.
Shout out to Martin's. The sleeper there is the catfish
Yeah,
taco.
yeah, awesome.
It is.
Yep.
We go there and it's like all three of us, me, Ashley, Tino, we're like, we'll eat and we'll go, should we split another round? So and I love when a barbecue spot, I go there and I don't need to barbecue. Well, plus, like I said, I had, world-class barbecue at lunch today for my Rotary meeting. So we can obviously eat all the barbecue in the world, but that catfish taco is the shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If I get wings, I'll do the catfish tacos so I don't have the meat sweats too bad the next day. But yeah, catfish tacos.
Is that your antidote? Hold on. Did we just say that the fried catfish taco is the antidote for you getting the meat sweats?
Yes.
I don't think that's how it
You
works, bro.
You gotta cut back. You gotta cut back on the smoke. You catfish tacos and get wings, and you kind of even it out.
It's like that's me like cutting back on the limoncello with a blonde ale. Yeah, you gotta balance out the palate a little bit.
It's all.
I love how Tony introduces how he's drinking limoncello, and then like out of nowhere comes this giant mug of beer. I couldn't stop laughing at that part. I don't know if you saw that, Josh. It's just like
local.
He comes up and he's like, this limoncello is great. And he puts it down. Next time you see his hand is a giant beer. And he's like, doesn't say a word about it.
Shout out to Edmund's O's.
Yeah.
Another local.
Shout out Edmund's. Great stuff.
That's awesome.
That's a good beer that I like beers that I can, because I don't drink as much beer anymore. So we try and buy beers that the wife and I both like, and this is one of them.
That's awesome.
Do you see Steven Guzman out there ever? Because I know he breeds. He's one of the most world-class Boykin Spaniel breeders.
Really?
Did you know
I
that?
did not know that.
You following? Yeah, I think he's like blue ribbon, world-class Spaniels. I wasn't sure if he's ever. I don't think they do the jumping but I was wondering if you ever saw him out there.
No, I usually. So before I actually worked at SEWE, I would go to all those events. But now, when they have those big events at Brittlebank, that's the calm before the storm for me. Because when those events let out, they have those events every 2 hours, every hour and a half. Depending on the schedule, but when there's like 5,000 people sitting around that fence, that's like my time. That's when we know, like, all right, let's get our shit together. Like, we're about to get hit. And then usually when we get hit, Saturday, Sunday, it's like 5 straight hours of just nonsense. So I don't get to go to those anymore because I'm too busy getting geared up for a massive hit.
Well, now I'm getting pumped, dude. I'm ready. I'm ready for SEWE this year. We got the shit weather out of the way.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Hopefully
it's supposed to be nice.
68
next weekend.
60s, high 60s.
Dude, you're gonna get slammed between Valentine's Day, the weather. People have been cooped up. It's been raining here all day again. It's gonna be. People are gonna be literally getting uncorked.
And for me, that's the tough part because I've run out of food before, and you piss people off because they see you on Friday and then Saturday and they're like, oh, we're going to go eat barbecue on Sunday. And they get there and it's like, sorry, like I sold 200 pounds. What am I supposed to do? I didn't know I was going to sell 200 pounds.
Right.
And for me, it's also, I don't have a restaurant anymore. So me having a ton of product left over is tough. I mean, my kids usually every March and April, they kind of live off corn dogs that I couldn't sell. And I usually have, they love it. But, the barbecue stays frozen, so it's good. And I serve a lot of churches up here after the Sunday picnics and stuff in the summertime, so I can still reheat that and sell it. But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, if I know the weather, like let's say right now, if I know the weather is going to be like perfect next weekend. Last year, with the busiest Saturday we've ever had, Sunday we had the slowest because that storm came in and took out like half the tents, and it was pretty wild. I mean, a big storm came in.
Yeah.
If I know it's going to be like perfect weather, probably sometime next week, maybe even the night before the event, I may go throw on like another 60 or 100 pounds of butts and just let it cook all night, because that's my process anyway. So when I get there in
Yeah.
the morning, I can get set up, and then those butts I can pull off. And then I'll serve those that day, because I'm going to pull them off at like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll let them rest. And then I've got one of the guys who works for me. We've done this before. He'll just pull out of that instead of reheating the other stuff sous vide style. He'll just serve that stuff fresh right off the cooker. But those are emergency situations where you're like, okay, we ran out and we're selling a lot of barbecue. And we do have repeat customers. I'm going to be biased. I think we have some of the best barbecue around. And a lot of people they seek us out every year. And if they know I'm there, they know that their lunch money is getting a whole family of barbecue trays. So yeah, it works out pretty good.
That's great. All right. So where will everybody find you?
If you are at Marion Square, it's the same setup this year. You've got the Tobacco Row, the brick road, right? In between Embassy Suites, the old Citadel, the old Sally Port that faces Marion Square at the Embassy Suites. If you're looking at that, I'm on the left-hand side. So all the food vendors will be pretty much on right in front of Francis Marion Hotel, on Tobacco Row. I'll tell you, the Bennett Hotel, Hotel Bennett, that's like literally right behind me on that brick road. So I'm literally right there. So we're the in spot. We'll have a horse trailer. I can't miss the horse trailer. That's our storage. Yeah.
There you go. So here's what you do. You get a little barbecue from Josh. Slide into the Bennett Hotel. Get you a nice crafted cocktail because they know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
I would suggest a Boulevardier. It was one of my favorites that I've had at the Bennett. And then just enjoy your time on King Street.
Have you guys been to the bakery at the Bennett Hotel in the front on King Street?
I have
right
not.
next to the clothing shop that they have there, and then right next to that.
So if you look at the front,
I haven't been, but I know what you're
oh
talking
my
about.
God! So if you go that's where I buy my staff breakfast and coffee every morning. It's not as expensive as you would think. It's probably better than most coffee shops and pastry shops in Charleston, and it's right there. So there's a company called La Colombe. They're out of California. Some of the
I know La Colombe.
tastiest coffee I've ever. I actually went in there and finally got the manager to sell me some of their commercial bags of beans, because I can't find it anywhere. They don't sell it anywhere. But their pastry shop is incredible. But it's right there at the left of the front door. It's almost like another little section. It's part of the hotel. They've got good sandwiches, good baguettes, really good coffee. And it's a straight up coffee shop. I drink black coffee, but their espresso is really good. It's just fantastic.
Nice.
I'll have to check that out while we're there.
Dude, I'm excited. So, Scott, I don't think there's a need to do what's popping.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing you down there, buddy. We'll come out, we'll get some footage, and maybe share our experience while we're there. Hopefully, Tony, if you got time, maybe we can schedule something to go down and see him.
So I'll be Friday night. I'm going to the Archer for the third time in 2 weeks.
Well, we gotta talk about that. Like eventually, we got a whole episode to talk about the Archer and Sushiwa and stuff like that. But,
so I'll be down there Friday. So maybe we'll
Friday
go a
night?
little bit early. And
is that downtown?
Yep. Yeah, I got it early. Yeah, it's upper meeting.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. Best grilled octopus I've ever had.
Oh,
seriously.
wow.
I told you.
Was
nice.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
And so I'll be going. We're doing this is kind of cute. Instead of Ashley and I going on a date, we're going on a family date. So we'll all dress fancy, and Tina's coming with us because he actually likes octopus. Scott, remember we went to Costa Rica?
Yeah.
And we ordered octopus, and he's like, "I'll try it." And he ended up cleaning the plate.
The whole thing.
Like, we're like, okay. And so I'm looking forward. My son lives a fucking good life.
Yeah.
Damn it. He's eating grilled octopus from world-class restaurants.
That's awesome.
But yeah, maybe we'll go a little bit early
Yeah.
and pop over and see you. But Saturday is definitely our day. I think that's the plan.
Yeah, if y'all can make some plans, maybe we'll try to get, I think Saturday night, Libby and the kids are coming in town. She decided to rent a condo out on Folly Beach.
Cool.
So usually we stay with my dad, but it's just too much these days, 3 kids and
Yeah.
Man, they'd have to come on by. Yeah, now we ask everybody, who would you uncork next? But you've already told us. But why don't you officially say, like, who he is, first name, last name, because we're going to try and get him on here before.
Yeah, so Ryan Kirby, he is a world-renowned artist. He lives 2 seconds from me up here in the mountains. We met at my restaurant, put some things together. Awesome dude. He's a seasoned hunter. Read his bio, talk to him. I mean, he grew up in the farm life and Midwest. He was Artist of the Year a couple years ago for SEWE. He was the featured Artist of the Year. He does. He's a really good down to earth dude. You'd never think he was an artist. Talking to him, it's just, I mean, I guess people have a stereotype of what an artist is, but he's got a really neat operation up here. Ask him about his airplane hangar. He bought a house with an airplane hangar. But he's got a full-on operation, all of his artwork, everything. But yeah, he's a really good dude. He does, I don't know what he's doing at the Citadel. He speaks there every year for SEWE. I don't know if he's...
We'll ask him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's for the engineering department. I don't know what it's for, but he speaks there every year.
We'll find out.
Find out where he's painting. If it's Tuesday night, if he's doing his private party, ask him to get on the wait list. I mean, I'm on the list. I'm on the VIP list, so see if you can get on there. I'm going 100%. I'll be by myself. So I'll be there.
Holler at your boys.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's cool, man. You'll really like him. He's, again, to have an artist who's also, like, lives in the woods and shoots turkeys and deer and goes out west and does the whole thing. I think he was part of the, he was the head of Turkey Federation for the U.S. for a while or something like that. He'll be able to explain more about it. But yeah, he's big into the game. Big.
That's what's
awesome.
up.
Yep.
I love it.
Thank you.
Brother, thank you.
Amen.
This was awesome.
Thank you.
Send us some any extra videos that you got from the other stuff. I know you sent us some stuff, so that stuff should have been rolling through this podcast. We'll add in whatever you sent. But dude, I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, man, you too.
Right?
I'll shoot you some brisket
you're
videos.
my brother from another mother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Good luck, buddy.
Right.
Hope you kill it.
Everybody look out for Rolling Smoke down there at SEWE. You got an OG veteran. If you see Scott and I, we'll take you out and about and bebop a little bit. You know, we'll slum it a little bit before we go do the bougie stuff. But other than that, man, thank you so much, my brother. We really appreciate you.
Yep.
See y'all later.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Charleston Uncorked. The only way we are going to grow is if you tell your friends. So please like, subscribe, and share. We would be eternally grateful. Thank you again for listening to this episode of Charleston Uncorked. We hope you enjoyed.